If you think about it, you've got a close, intimate relationship with your credit card. The both of you have been inseparable through each daily transaction. You treat it right by paying off your monthly balance on time. You know all your card's important details, such as its credit limit and interest rates, right down to memorizing every reward and benefit. If only men could read women with the same precision. You might even know your card number by heart. Unfortunately, there's some bad news that could be financially heartbreaking. Just like your ex-girlfriend, your credit card company may be holding out on you. The fact is, you've been kept in the dark about several secrets because your financial benefit comes at your credit card issuer's financial loss. Make sure to stick around until the end of the video to find out the number one way your credit card company is costing you money. Before we jump into the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button because my credit card bill was due last month, and unless you help me out, this might be my last video. Number 1. Fixed rates aren't actually fixed. The company that issued your credit card can raise your annual percentage rate, APR, whenever they choose. This information isn't the biggest secret. It's usually contained in the fine print of your cardholder's agreement. Yet, it's the one that could be causing you to pay a lot more to your credit card than you ever realized. These companies typically tuck it into the fine print and hope that you miss it. Commonly, you'll be enticed to sign on with an introductory interest rate that may change at the company's will. You have the right to be notified 15 days before a potential rate increase. Be sure to check your mail. Plus, your APR can rise dramatically when you have a late payment or exceed your credit limit. When you spend over your limit or pay your bill late, especially with frequency, credit card companies have the right to give you a penalty APR that is much higher than your normal rate. Not every card does this, so when you're applying, look for a credit card that doesn't have penalty APRs. Worst of all, any late payment on any debt could trigger an increase in your credit card's APR, including your auto loan or mortgage. This is because your credit card issuers have a universal default clause, which insures them against people who pose a potential credit risk. To say the least, your credit score could stick with you like the terrible decisions you made in college. Number 2. Grace periods are never graceful. Moving on to the next depressing point. Grace periods are supposed to allow you to make a large purchase, pay a portion of it, and then pay the rest in a timely manner to avoid interest charges. For example, you charge $1,000 to your card and pay $250 by the due date to stay current with your bills. Most cards carry grace periods up to about 25 days, allowing you to pay off the remainder interest-free. This is changing, and many credit card issuers are reducing the grace period to just 20 days. Some are even doing away with grace periods altogether. That means you'll get charged interest on every purchase, even with timely repayments. Be sure to check the fine print of your cardholder's agreement. Number 3. Minimum payments are never enough. Your minimum payments are usually only enough to cover interest and keep you in debt while meeting your bill's due dates. This is because credit card issuers want you to stay in debt. The longer you stay in debt, the more interest they can charge, and the more money they make. In the past, cardholders had a 5% minimum monthly payment. This became problematic for creditors because people were motivated to pay off their balances more quickly, so they lowered the monthly minimum to 2%. With smaller repayment requirements, you may be likely to spend more and accrue more debt each month. Experts maintain that this move by card companies adds thousands of dollars in interest, creating a repayment schedule that could last years, if not decades. Number 4. Double damage in the same month. Another 1-2 financial punch comes in the form of a legal maneuver, which allows your card company to impose 2 months' interest for just 1 month of late balance repayments. For example, you've charged twice the interest for a partial balance payment in October, even though you paid on time in September. Called double cycle billing, the card issuer looks at your average daily balance over 2 consecutive months and charges you higher interest based on the month you carried a higher balance. It's not even the interest that makes this a problem, but the principle of being punished for good financial behavior. At the end of the day, life is very expensive, and so are the hidden costs of having a credit card. If you ask me, it's pretty ironic that the standard for financial success is based off a credit score that is issued through borrowing money. Although it might not have been as uplifting as some of my other videos, I hope you've learned something new and are willing to help me out by hitting the like button and leaving a comment. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.